that may harm the balance of human or animal life. Noise pollution affects both health and behavior. Unwanted sound can damage psychological health, but now by the vast majority of EDM producers, known as modern talk.
Hello, I'm waiting for the game to load. I think it's crashed. It may or may not have crashed. I'm not sure what's going on with the game. Nope, it's loaded. Eventually. Hello, 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 hello. I'm gonna be using the keyboard today because I'm lazy. What on earth was I trying to do on this map? Mowing. I have no plans for the stream today. I'll be completely honest straight away. I'm not using the wheel because I couldn't be bothered plugging it in. And my computer's been a bit weird the last day or so, where it's just like had random pangs of lag. Hello, VF, Ollie, Ryan, and Farmer, Tommy, 135, Louis Chisnell, Witchy, hello. Hopefully this stream won't be as quiet as yesterday's. Hopefully. You like the FS13 video? I might do that again tomorrow as a stream. Let's stream some FS13. Because I gotta admit, I quite enjoyed that. As much as I say to everybody, you know, look at FS13 if you want to see how limited the game can truly be, I found it kind of free. It was a bit odd. I mean, do you guys want to see an FS13 stream? Cornish Simmer, Foxtrot, Glenagry. I guess that's the real question. Would you guys watch an FS13 stream? Because I wouldn't mind doing one. Hello, Kyle. Micon, it is. Did I mess with the traffic? I didn't actually. That's one thing I didn't do in the video. FS13 would be streamed really good. It would involve me at some point picking up traffic and just wandering it around the map with a wheel loader. Be aware of this. Yes, says Kyle. Yes, says Tommy. Okay, I'll plan that. You enjoyed the video? It seems like a lot of people did. Seems like that was a bit of a hit as far as videos go. That's the mowing done. Do I remember you, ProMaster? No, actually. Hello, Yanis. Don't take it personally though, Pro. I have a horrifically bad memory. There we go. You gonna build a PC, you think? If you plan on that, there is a game out there that you might enjoy. That you might want to have a look at. It's called PC Building Simulator. I think Dago did a video on it. I might do one as well. A very interesting idea. But it's really a good way of learning how to build a PC. It runs you through it bit by bit. There's some bits that I don't understand. For example, when you're putting in when you put in the CPU, the processor, you then have to put thermal paste on it, despite the fact that most cooling setups will come with thermal paste pre-applied. Now, everybody applies their own thermal paste anyway. They always remove the thermal paste from the cooler and applies their own because At the end of the day, you never know what the thermal paste has been, what it's happened, you know, what's happened with it. But it is just an odd thing that everybody does. It's, you know, it's, and everybody's got their own reasons. Looks good, and PC games seem better. Yeah. Won't they need a PC to play that game? Probably. But I think it can run on reasonably low-end machines. It is an old, from what I've understood, it's an old idea for a game that's just kind of been released now. Let's now close that gate fully. There we go. And we'll, I guess, TED this field. Some coolers don't come with thermal paste. Every cooler I've ever bought has come with thermal paste. There was one, the Deathmonger 5000, the one that I've just got rid of. That didn't have thermal paste pre-applied, but it came with paste. You can never have too much thermal paste. That's true. I need to buy myself a new tube because the one that I've been using for the last however many years has finally run out. So that's something I need to replace in the near-ish future. Always a good idea to have spare thermal paste. You never know when you're going to need it. Hello, Michael. How are you doing today? How's everybody doing today? Hope we're all having a good Friday. Cool, you have it on. Did I build my PC? Yeah. Here's the thing. I've been saying for so long that, oh, it's cheaper to build your own. It's cheaper to build your own. It's cheaper to build your own. At the moment, with the way graphics card prices are, it's cheaper to buy pre-built. It's much more enjoyable to build your own because you can decide on what exactly you want. But pre-built is better right this second. So I build and modify my PC as and when I need to. In fact, only, what was it, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? The start of March, I think it was? So like 4 weeks ago now, wow. I completely rebuilt my PC. It's the same PC as I've been using, it's just in a new case now. Because the case that I had just kind of got bored of it and decided to get a new one in. And then I accidentally broke the cooling system. So I had to replace that, which is why I was gone for like a week. Well done on 7.7k. It's not really a milestone for me. I mean, the next real milestone is like 8,000, I guess, but 10,000 really. Yeah, 7.7k is nothing to sniff at. I'm not unhappy. You can get a custom pre-build with whatever stuff you want. Yeah, that is true. But, I mean, you get the sense of achievement if you build it yourself, and then you know where everything goes. I get this feeling there's just been a spike of dislikes on the video, or on the stream, because there's a lot of people after just running off at the same time. It's easy to build. Yeah, watch some videos on how to do it, or get somebody you know who builds PCs to give you a hand the first time. Yeah, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's so easy you could do it first time. It's, for the most part, yeah, but cable management, not so much. 13 likes, no dislikes. Okay. Hello, Simulation for the Nation. Hey, Blash, how you doing today? I meant to pop into your stream, Simulation, but I just everything was going wrong here, which is why I was starting late and I didn't have the time. Or drive. I barely got out of bed today, which is why I've got my cup of coffee in front of me. Just having one of those days where... Why does my coffee taste like chocolate? See you, Michael. You watch videos, you're not lives in Wales, so too far to travel to build a PC. Supposedly, yeah. Or suppose so. It's Friday, so it's going good. Reasonably good. I'll probably have a relatively short day today. Not for the stream, but I mean, like, overall, I'll probably go to bed quite early. Oh no. Ooh. Ooh, I'm faced with dilemmas. Hey, Dusty Dave. I'm faced with dilemmas this weekend because if you're a wrestling fan, you know exactly what weekend it is. If you're not, I'll tell you it's WrestleMania weekend. And I really... I think the Hall of Fame is on tonight and I want to watch that. Because it's usually pretty good. The new JD 9... Oh, is that out? Was that released? I've not really had a chance to look at mods today yet. That's something that I'm definitely interested in, though. To the shock and terror of everybody. Ooh, I'll have to grab that after the stream then. I did see though last night that the box fan that I complained so much about for the flatbed configuration. You joined just the end of yesterday. Yesterday, yeah. Let me talk about that real quick. It will be quick. I'm not going to stream ETS2 again for a little while because nobody watched yesterday. And if nobody's going to watch, then I'm not going to stream. Which is why I ended early. This weekend is... I did see that. It's the first two races from... Where are they? Is it France? Or am I horrifically wrong? It's also the prologue for the WEC this weekend. So everything's kind of starting up properly. Hey, Clash of Connor and Dan, hello. Did I hear what McGregor did? Yes, he did a stupid. It's the only way to describe what he did. Hello, 1174. Let's throw cruise control on. I'm feeling lazy. Hello, Boss Gary. Don't choke on the coffee. I nearly choked on my coffee. Which, I'm sure would have been entertaining, but not very fun for me. As, for some reason, my right eye is just tearing up constantly today. First I said Zolder. Oh, I don't like Zolder. I really don't like Zolder. Watching golf while working out messes with your mind. I can imagine so. You enjoyed that look back on 13? I asked earlier, I'm going to ask again. I remember the answer from earlier. Just kind of interested with a few more people in, a few different people in. What the answer is going to be. Would you guys like to see an FS13 stream? Where I just hop back into that same save, it still exists. And play about for a couple hours. Is this game online? No, I can't stand multiplayer in Farm Sim. The syncing screen does my head in. Hope they fix that, because I would genuinely like to do some multiplayer with maybe a bit less trolling than what happened last time I tried. A bit of a better outlook and less of the syncing screen, because seriously, it's 2018. Do sync in client to server, that's fine. Don't sync Clover to client. Server to client. Yes, 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 yeah, same answer as earlier then. I will therefore, after this stream, hop back into FS13, get a lovely thumbnail. I'll stream that tomorrow. First WEC race is May 5th. Yeah, that I'm looking forward to that. Get really annoyed when the host pauses the game for a long time. What, you mean like this? And just kind of sits there and does nothing. You find this extremely annoying in Farm Sim, do you? Okay, I think I've annoyed everybody. Talk much? What? I think I've sufficiently annoyed people now. If you are enjoying the stream so far, I know we've only been going for like 20 minutes because I am atrocious at timekeeping today. And actually it wasn't entirely my fault. I had to wait for my parents to make coffee and sandwiches before I could make some food. So I'm blaming them entirely. It's entirely their fault that I woke up too late. Is Chris streaming tonight? Oh, he said something about that yesterday. I can't remember. I think not. He said something about going away somewhere, but I can't remember when. He's at a wedding. Okay, that... I was therefore correct in guessing that what he said last night, because I think I was watching a video or something at the time, and I was kind of zoned out, or I was playing Oiled Up Men Simulator, as Dan and Landy and Monjack love calling it, aka WWE 2K17. I was playing that, and I think I was doing silly things. I made a match last night on it that was The Undertaker versus Sting versus a different Sting. Which was kind of fun. So two of the same people in there, just from different time periods, because that game allows you to do that. Thought he said he was like, yeah, bear in mind that I don't watch, like, Farm Sim all that much. I'll watch Landy streams mainly because that's usually when I'm having dinner and just kind of doing a small few things. And there's no other streams on that I'd maybe prefer. This PG stream. Well, at least I'm not showing screenshots of Watt and Roido. In fact, I couldn't show a screenshot of Watt even if I wanted to. Because of what I wrote in his hair. It is funny though when Sim does come up against Roido in his game. Because Sim plays WWE as well, guys. By the way, Simulate. And, yes, I would. Every time he comes up against Roido, or even sees Roido, all I can hear on TeamSpeak is, "Oh, Dave, why would you do this?" Because he's playing on my career and he's turned Invasions on, and every so often he just gets this horrific looking man beast. I know, by the way, Dan, that's not exactly what he says, but... You've been watching Nier Automata Let's Play all day. Very nice. I've been following, this is one of the reasons I got the game. Many True Nerds, Stellaris 2.0 Let's Play. Last night he took on the Starfish people, and I can't remember what happened because I think I fell asleep while watching. Hello, Brendan. I might need to rewatch this video later tonight, actually. Dan, are you watching the festivities this weekend? Also, how was the game last night? Because, like, everybody went to bed by the time... I'm presuming you even went on TeamSpeak. Everybody went to bed by the time, like, I think you came on. So how was the game, dude? For those of you that don't know, Dan went to an NHL hockey game last night. And hopefully he's going to give us a PG run-through of his evening. You guess. I'm probably gonna watch the Hall of Fame tonight, NXT tomorrow, and then suffer through the however many hours of WrestleMania on Sunday. All that to watch AJ Styles fish Shinsuke Nakamura. Bang a bit, see ya, Eddie Boo. You guys are awful quiet today. I feel like I feel like I'm doing all the talking. Yes, of course I am, because I'm the only one with a microphone. You guys are awful quiet. You guys are all like in-game and lurking again. Come on, have at a game, let me know what you're playing. Hello, AFFC. EJ. Hello. Come on, have at a game, tell me what you're playing, I want to know. What map? What game? You're eating. Which is playing Get Fat Simulator IRL. WHF. I don't watch ice hockey. That's the thing. Team 1, your buddy seemed lost. He was salty on the ride home. Sounds pretty cool. Sounds like Dan had an enjoyable evening. Back after dinner, ooh, steak and spuds. I think we're having a takeaway here tonight. So, more than likely, if it is a takeaway, if we go to the chipper, it's going to be doner meat and chips with, I think it's like a sweet chili sauce and garlic sauce, and it's delicious. Funny thing is, I don't eat greens at all, so doner meat and chips is just like the closest I'll come to a kebab. About to go running errands, a mountain off camera farm sim to do. I've got a bit to do as well, actually. I've been saying this in Discord and whatnot. I've been taking a bit of a break from farm sim. I've not actually played for a couple of since last. I played FS17 since like Sunday. EJ's on Oakfield. And then Farmer's sitting on Swather. Very nice. We asked Dr. VF if she wants fish and chips tonight. Waiting to hear back. Doner kebab and chips without salad. I guess. FS17 Ballincraig on console. Is Ballincraig on console? I had no idea Ballincraig was on console. That's a map that I feel is too realistic. Because I've tried it now and it just... I like it, but I also hate it. I'll be honest. I like how realistic it is, but I hate how realistic it is. I think it's an interesting map. Very true to life for, I would say most of Ireland. However, it doesn't really work in game because it's so bloomin' tight to get around. It's too realistic, yeah. Like, if you've never been to Ireland, it is a very true representation of Ireland. But it's gone too far, and it's to the side where it's difficult to play on. You had a bale trailer, you got caught in a pipe in a fuel tank. Yeah, that sounds about right from what little I played of it. Just... It's a shame, because that map, if the yard was less tight, if he just extended the yard a bit, granted he would have taken away from fields, maybe a few more fields as well, but if he'd extended the yard a bit, that would have been a really nice map to play on. Just like did a Coldborough style yard where it's reasonably open, but like still tight enough. I kind of compromised that, it would have been amazing. Or, I'm not going to say amazing. It would have been a lot better than it is. So I'm still yet to find an Irish map that I like. I genuinely hope Oxygendavid is able to produce that Irish map that I'm just going to immediately fall in love with and be like, okay, this is all the map I'm ever going to need. Bye. Because it's kind of sad that I'm like, it annoys me that I'm so picky with Irish maps. Genuinely. Because I'd love to have a series where I do like a roleplay on an Irish map with tractors that I'd see around here, where like every so often the T7 would come in as a contractor and stuff like that. But no, isn't Oxy's map called Jamrock something? Oxy's map doesn't have a name yet. You guys know in TeamSpeak we talk about stuff a bit more openly. Even in TeamSpeak we just call it Oxygendavid's Irish map. It has no name. It is completely unnamed yet. Am I from Ireland? Yes. I don't sound as Irish as Chris, because I think that's where his channel's gonna explode very soon. Like, mark my words, his channel's gonna overtake me in subs very quickly. You think Glengar helped name it? As far as I'm aware, it doesn't have a name yet. Bear in mind, though, that I could easily be wrong. Because I've been distancing myself from farm sim because I said this yesterday and I said this on Twitch earlier this week because I was streaming on Twitch to kind of make up my own mind for not streaming on YouTube. I've kind of been distancing myself from farm sim because I've been like super burnt out lately. Glengar did name it. Hello, Mr. Jingles, by the way. Finding maps similar to the area you're from is difficult. Yeah. I think it's... The biggest issue I have with the Irish maps is There's two routes they take. In general, and this is... I'm going to use Dramard and Ballincraig as examples. They either go way over the top with the compromises like Dramard did for gameplay, or they go way over the top with being true to life, which is what Ballincraig did. There's a middle ground that is there, and I'm not going to say that it's not there, because it is, and it's difficult to find. I wish more people could find that middle ground in Irish maps. No Exford or Cork maps. There's nothing really all that much south of Donegal speed is key for whatever reason. It's like Donegal and Antrim for the most part, and you maybe get a Galway Mayo kind of area, and I know Mappers Paradise did the Carlow map that I've not tried out, but I've not heard good things about at the same time. Like, it's... I don't know why Mappers kind of... I do, it's because they're from those areas, and that's kind of the reason behind it, but... You know, it's... Ireland, I feel, is very underrepresented in maps. Dramard was Louth. You are correct, Dramard was Louth, wasn't it? Dramard was based in County Louth. Which apparently the real area does have square fields, so I mean, I'm gonna... You know, rescind my criticism of the field shapes. Tip map would be nice. Depends on what area and tip. If it's like in the Golden Vale, it's actually quite flat. Is that a tip? Yes, but speed is key. You might not have seen or heard the news then, if you're asking me that. So the reason I've not said, oh, I'm making an Irish map, I'm making one based in wherever. I've given up. There's so much that I'd want to do to get that to get it up to the standards that I'd want, that I'd be working well into FS19 with the time that I have to make a map, or the time that I have set aside for like doing my own things. It wouldn't be possible. However, that's not to say I'm never going to bring out a map, because I do plan on releasing one in FS19. I'll just start development when FS19 comes out, and when the new version of GE comes out, and when we start getting... I don't even need a starter map, I can use the in-game stuff. Blast from the Past Preview yesterday, that went up this morning! Would I ever consider doing a series in the FS17 Hagenstadt? No. Simple answer, no, because Hagenstadt is an FS13 map. It was made for FS13. I get why people bring it forward, because I mean I still love Hagenstadt. I think it's Giant's best map yet. I don't think it fits in the newer games though. Like it was entirely built around the way FS13 worked, and people are after shoehorning a forest in there, and now pigs, and come FS19 whatever, you know, FS19 adds, and it's just gonna get shoehorned more and more in. I'm not saying Bjornholm and Goldcrest are crap maps. I'm saying I just preferred Hagenstadt because that's where it started for me, and I'm always going to prefer it because I'm biased. But that's why I've kind of got like a little vendetta against the older maps going forward. Without the original map maker or, you know, whoever working on it, because quite often they're kind of lazy, and the stuff was just kind of shoehorned in instead of a slight redesign and stuff like. Could it come out in FS19? No, because I brought it forward from FS15 already. Speed is key. I'm kind of following the same work plan as Bullet Bill and Oxygendavid there, where converting causes problems. I don't want to be solving problems for the first 2 months of FS19. You had the same thought? Yeah. That's the problem. Like, Oakfield will probably not be brought... I don't know for sure. I don't think Oakfield's being brought forward, but that's up to Oxygendavid. Colbra is not being brought forward. The West Coast is not being brought forward. Lone Oak might be, but all the rest of all of Oxygendavid's maps before Oakfield, 100% sure, are gone. They're done. You won't see them again from Oxygendavid. Coldbra, I think Bullet Bill said he's going to start from scratch and build a new Coldbra, which is better and stronger and harder and faster, and more optimized, because he's learned a lot since he built the map originally. I think Oxy said it was being brought forward. Yeah, Coldbra was all the way back in FS13 originally. Like, that's one of Bullet Bill's reasons. I think so too, Bill. Or Bill, Dave. I've had a quick drive around, and it's... How do I say this properly? It's very realistic and very, at the same time, very Giants-esque, where there's like places where you could see other things being put in time. I think that's the best way of wording that. It's been through 3 editions of the game now. Yeah, like Coldbra was originally out in FS13 and brought forward. Is Lone Oak like West Coast? Lone Oak is an American map, Bucko. It's very different to anything Bullet Bill's ever made before. I think he was saying to me, I think he said in the stream, that he really enjoyed it because it's such a departure from the British maps. It's, you know, so incredibly different. What episode did Dusty Dave do? He did... Food Buggeration, I forgot too. Buffer? Was there a buffer there? West Coast, yeah, West Coast isn't coming forward. That I know, 100% sure. Everything after Lone Oak, I think is in planning to come forward. Dead. Yes, there was a buffer. Has the buffer stopped now? Has my internet decided to start playing nice? Dusty Cove, yes! Ventonwin, Penberlin was by Dusty Dave. Not, I think even originally. Yeah, Dusty Dave is a very talented mapper, but sometimes he'll bring out a dud. I think, Dave, that's fair to say. That, you know, you're very talented, but the duds can happen. I'm not saying Valley View was a dud, but it wasn't up to your usual standard. West Coast was good. West Coast was fantastic. Buffer around 1 minute ago, 10 seconds long. Yeah, my internet's been playing up lately. I'll potentially see if I can get it fixed after the stream. That'll be your one map brought forward to FS19. Valley View or... Ventonwin. Also, what happened to... because I know you've been talking about it for so long. Oh yeah, or Dusty Cove. What happened to Horning Tops? Are you still working on that? Because at this point, I'd almost say... If Valley View... let's just put it down to you just having a bad mapping period. Because, yeah, mistakes happen, that was one of them. Does it go will be brought forward? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. But if you're still planning work on Horning Tops, I would almost say, and at the end of the day, it's up to you, I would almost say you're better off dropping Ventonwin at this point and just trying to focus on Horning Tops, getting that done. Because I guess things stand, I know of 2 maps that you're still working on, assuming you're still working on both of them. And I almost feel like focusing on one would result in 1 good map as opposed to 2 rushed maps. When any maps like Dusty Cove come to console? That's up to Giants at the end of the day. I mean, I know modders get a lot of hate when they say, oh, this isn't coming to console because my vision has this, this, and this, and this, and this, and I don't want to bring it to console and whatever, but other modders sometimes get a bit of hate for Giants saying no, and occasionally, as what happened with Peter J, a horrific mix-up in communications. I firmly believe that was just a complete disastrous mix-up in communications. Just looking at both sides of the story. Ventonwin cancelled till the 19th. Yeah, that's probably your best bet. Is like if you want to get a map out by the end of the game, focus on one and make it as good as possible. What happened there anyway? I don't know 100%, but like his story was Giants didn't want it on console. Giant's story was we never said that. We said due to clip distances, we'll only release it beta right now. But if you fix those, we can talk about releasing it as non-beta. They never specifically mentioned console, and I think the mix-up came there, where Giants said non-beta. Peter J, for whatever reason, thought that meant PC only non-beta with no chance of console. I think it was just a failure in communications there, and a bit of a mix-up because I think it was two non-native English speakers talking to each other in English, and that can result in mix-ups. FS19 will be slow for mods. At the start, yeah, for sure. It's always like that. You know, don't expect stuff like Oakfield and West Coast immediately. I mean, they took so long for FS17 for a reason. Expect something like Lostburg fairly quickly, I would imagine. A lot of converts of questionable quality. As people learn how to mod for the game and what's changed in GE. Bit of a headache. I mean, if you can't get it out in time, Dave, don't force yourself to. I mean, I think you've learned from Valley View that rushing is not something that suits your style of mapping. You're gonna miss Sandy Bay. You're always gonna miss the mods that or the maps and the mods that go away in between games, but I can guarantee you there's gonna be better maps and better mods in FS19 than there were in FS17. Because 17 has better mods than FS15 did. FS15 had better mods than FS13 did by and large. 15 was really script and map heavy, sure, but you know, they were by and large better than what we got in FS13. FS13 had astonishingly good equipment and vehicles, mainly down to NI modding, your DZN and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, the quality wasn't the same as FS15. The quality is constantly improving. Lostburg is technically an excellent map. But because it was at the very early days where optimization wasn't kind of figured out by mappers, and it kind of everybody, including Giants and Vertex Designs, they were all playing it very safe with how the map looked and how it played. You know, it was bound to be very clinical but technically excellent. It's just a result of how they wanted the map to play. Because it is in no way a bad map. That was a learning experience for Vertex Design. It was a learning experience for other modders who undoubtedly downloaded the map just to have a look at how they did things. You know, every map that comes out is a learning experience for other modders. Whether they play it or not is a different matter, but they always kind of have a look at things. They see something interesting for sure. Hello, kid. Let's see what was said about the upcoming DLC in Giants Discord. Refresh my memory, Thomas, because I might have heard something different to you. I've heard somewhat direct from Matt, I guess. I can't remember where I saw it, but he said that he's not 100% finished yet, but he's nearly there, and he's got like 1 or 2 more things to do. Remember looks with FSUK right now. Any of the map is cancelled due to a real life dem. Very nice, Dave. You're just finishing a model and had to piss it. So yeah, it's the same thing that I've heard. Fine. Now that's on Matt XGS's side of things. We have not heard word from the FSI team. We don't know what's going on with their side with their Grimma DLC. We don't know even if that's still happening. So I'll be interested in hopefully hearing a bit more about that very soon. That said, of the 2 mod contest DLCs that we might get, the one that I really care about is Matt's. You know, I'll be completely honest, Matt's is just it's happening, I'm buying that. No matter what happens, I'll be buying that. FSI, yeah, FSI have been almost suspiciously quiet. I don't know if it's that they've given up and don't want to tell anybody, or they're frantically working to get it done in time. I don't know what it is. It's a shame as we never hear any news. Thomas, I'll be very blunt here. That's what farm sim used to be like for years. Like the game Giants FS13 were completely silent. FS15 kind of moving towards the end of the game, that started to open up a bit. And FS17, they just opened the floodgates of information. Giants have done a wonderful job with you know, engaging with the community in the last 2 years. They've completely done a 180 from zero interaction at all outside of the forum to going out of their way to interact with people. And I applaud them for that to no end. Do you have to buy Matt's DLC? Yes, you will. Will I be buying Matt's DLC? Absolutely. Will I be giving Matt's DLC for free? I have no idea, but even if I am, I'll buy a copy and give it away. Because I want to support Matt. I'll probably end up, if I do somehow get a copy for free, messaging Matt and saying, hey, do you have a PayPal I can give you the money for the DLC on? The moment you have another thing about the prices, etc. I don't think the prices are finalized. From what little I understand, I don't think they've actually got a price decided, which is why we've not heard anything. The numbers I've heard floating around are about €8, €9, so same as all the other DLCs so far. For those of you on console with Season Pass, there is no word one way or the other if it's going to be Season Pass eligible, because I don't think these DLCs were planned originally. I think they're kind of an idea that either Lizartan or Amboss threw out during a meeting before the mod contest and said, hey, why don't we let the winner, you know, make a DLC for us, because the quality in the last few mod contests has been amazing. Matt is a wonderful guy. He definitely deserves every penny he gets. See you, VF. If he does have a PayPal, if Matt XGS does have a PayPal, guys, donate to Matt, because he 100% deserves it. Hello, Irish Aggie Contracting and Nathan. That's my Discord name, RainbowDave. Would it be anything else? Were you expecting my Discord name to be Count Butula? I mean, it probably was at one point, actually, when I was bored. When I get bored, I start changing names on Discord, by the way. Peter J, definitely. Bullet Bill, Oxygendavid. If you have a favorite modder, I don't care who it is. Even if I don't think their mods are very good, or I don't like them personally, or whatever, I don't care. If you have a favorite modder and you've got money going spare that you can afford to give to them, give them a donation. If it's €1, £1, $1, whatever, donate to them some money, because they 100% deserve it for all the hard work they put in to give you things for free. Now, if you feel I deserve that money, fine, you can donate to me too. Bucko, let's not talk about that. Let's not bring that up. Let's not drag up stuff that's happened in the past that should be forgotten. Let's poll the audience to see who's everybody's favorite. Yeah. Who is everybody's favorite modder? How am I? I'm doing good. Doing a lot better than I was at the start of the stream now that I've had some coffee. I think I needed coffee. That was something that was needed. Max JS, Peter J. Technically speaking, absolutely massy. Now, occasionally, they do make mistakes. Like Peter J did with the Massey Pack. He made a silly little mistake, but that happens. You know, they're human. Silverlings Farm. Oh my god. MadXJS. Little bit of insider info here. I have been told by a reliable source that Giants have said MadXJS is the only modder that comes with, even has a sniff of being as good as their models because of the way he works, because of his workload and the way he does stuff. Hello, Landy. And you know that I've knocked Giants before for saying modders aren't as good as them, but realistically, they've got professionals working for them. Modders shouldn't be as good. You know, Giants should be making models that blow modders out of the water. If you think about it. You like them all? Speed is key. Come on, make up your mind. Who's your favorite? Who of all the modders that are out there? Bullet Bill, Oxygendavid, Peter J, MadXJS, who granted rarely brings out mods, but the ones he does bring out are stellar. Who else? Sam N, although I think he's given up again. Lancy Boy, Dusty Dave. I will be honest and say my favorite right now at this moment in time is Peter J. Actually, it's Peter J and Nishma because Nishma's bringing my Abbeys. Peter J is giving us the Massies. Nishma, I'm gonna go with bias and say Nishma because Abbeys. Even though Nishma's not released anything in, I think since FS13. I think the last mod that came out that was from Nishma was in FS13, but I'm gonna be hilariously biased and say Nishma because he's bringing back the Abbey tankers that I love so much. Clash with Connor. Dusty Dave, you got a fan in Clash with Connor. The guys that are giant stuff and make them more realistic is good. The thing is those guys, I'm not going to knock them, but the way they're designed in game is to work with the game engine. Sometimes when they make the stuff more realistic, it derps and kind of has a negative interaction with the way the game works as a whole. Some of the Massey tractors are from Black Sheep modding on ModHub. What, in Peter J's pack? No, I think you'll find, Charlie, that's the other way around. Black Sheep modding... Well, it's not the other way around, but Black Sheep modding's Masseys were all based on MadXJS's 698 from the FS15 mod contest. Now, the guy who's in charge of Black Sheep modding had no idea this was the case. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I will say though, Astropolis are fantastic. Cherry compote with ice cream and cream. Splash. Jealous. Yeah, Charlie, you got it backwards. Unfortunately, Black Sheep. That's why Black Sheep got called out and kicked out of the mod contest, is because they had permission to use the 698, granted, but entering it in the contest was against the rules. Entering that Massey pack in the contest because they'd used MadXJS's model was actually against the rules, and they quite rightly got kicked out of the contest for effectively cheating, even if unintentionally. Because the guy in charge had no idea what was happening. You might notice, by the way, that I don't use the Massey pack by Black Sheep, and the simple reason is I don't really like most of it. Mash Jess's Massey and FS15 was better. That's kind of the secondary reason, is I feel like the mod was better in 15 than what Black Sheep did with it. I feel like Matt just went the extra little mile, and Black Sheep kind of... They did some interesting stuff, don't get me wrong, some of the stuff they did was interesting, especially the Swather, but the mod pack as a whole just doesn't kind of speak to me. As I got an itchy nose. Gotta go... Get on with some school. Oh, enjoy, Charlie. Enjoy. That's one thing I don't miss about being young. Mouse control for IC. That was a good idea. That's an interesting idea. To be fair, like I'm not gonna knock them for mouse controlled IC. That's an interesting way of getting IC onto consoles. Hello, Bullet Bill. Mihail, hello. If you are enjoying the stream, guys, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you hadn't already. Is that button working? It is. Never made the T-dubs. That's Maddox Jess. For maps, Oxygendavid. See, the thing is, I don't know who my favorite mapper is, because every time I figure it out, and I kind of figure it out privately, somebody else comes out with a better map than I kind of... You know, somebody else ups the ante. And it's kind of at the moment between Oxygendavid and Bullet Bill, and that's an impossible question to answer because they just keep beating each other with maps. They're having a map off constantly, and it's amazing. Also, I'm gonna come clean about something here. I do like ripping on Arm Team for bringing out, you know, very lazy converts and stuff like that. This rake, this Crone rake by Arm Team, okay, the dirt skin's atrocious. Well, it kind of is. You guys just keep up in the ante and one-upping each other. I know you work together, but it's... I kind of see that as a friendly rivalry. Why am I going up and down on field? Because I'm windrowing, Lash. I'm making windrows for baling. Yeah, my favorite mod team is Frontier for sure. What happened to the map that's trailer on Dagoin's channel? Name the map, Thomas, and I might give you an answer. Cause without knowing the name of the map, I don't know what you're talking about. This rake is actually really good. I like this. Short side up and down. Oh, longest straight line, basically. Also, Farm Sim hates hills. And I've kind of got that drilled into me by MR, and it's going to take a little while to get that drilled back out of me. Wexcombe Manor Farm. Portland Bill. Oh, Portland Bill, that got abandoned. I think Oxygendavid gave up on it because he didn't get it finished for FS15, and there was something about 4X. I think it's because he couldn't go on console that he gave up, because he didn't want the abuse. And he was having trouble converting it, and just a million different things. But yeah, that got shelved a long time ago. Bullet Bill might be able to give you a better answer than what I did. Optimization as well, yes. Yeah, 4X maps, there's a lot of compromises being made with those. Wish license got a giant license for Ford. Won't ever happen because Ford Motor Company. Valmet. That might happen because it's now Valtra, isn't it? International probably won't happen because they still make trucks. They still make semi-trucks. Old name classic. Some of them they will, some of them they won't. It's kind of a 50-50 between old brands at this point, but it depends on who owns the brand name now. Keep in mind when I'm saying stuff like that, I'm operating entirely on my terrible memory, which, yeah, not the greatest. There's something else I wanted to address that I saw in chat and I can't remember what it was. How am I today? I'm good. I think that might have been it. Console... Kind of wish console people knew this, but console's a very big consideration for a lot of modders now. I know you got the few people who just want to play the victim card on Facebook and abuse modders and kind of look for any excuse. And I find them hilarious, by the way. But whether or not something can go on console is taken into consideration by a lot of modders. Because they want their stuff on console as much as console players want their stuff on console. For the most part. Thought International Trucks was different to International Tractors. I don't know, but it might cause problems with the international brand in association with vehicles, Joseph. It could be a trademark thing as opposed to like anything else. Like Peter J's Massey 300s. Yeah, Landy was having a look through them last night after we found out what the exact problem was, and there's a bit of work needing to be done to them. It shouldn't take Peter all that long to fix it up, but yeah, it'll take him a couple hours probably if he wants to fix them up properly and get them out to console. Case, so still officially called Case International. They're actually called Case IH, which is a slight difference. Could you find them, hit them in the face with pie? I mean, yeah. You came on with just thank you, Clash of Connor. Like, I appreciate that the people who abuse modders are very passionate about the game and want to enjoy it and all this, but they need to understand that, like what Bill said, you know, console modding is upping the game of modders overall. It's not easy. And at the end of the day, if people like that keep abusing modders are just gonna say, why bother with console, and turn their backs entirely. You know, that's it's short for it, but the official name is Case IH. Joseph, I know that IH is short for International Harvester, but I think it might be a trademark thing with the international truck companies. Are New Holland cases painted blue? No, New Holland cases are painted red because they're cases. I've said before though that the modders will eventually, if the abuse keeps up, just give up on console, and I still think that's going to happen eventually if the vocal, and they are a minority. They are a minority, I'm not going to blame it on all console gamers, so those of you watching, it's probably not talking about you. But there's a vocal minority that abuse modders, and they please leave. Like, seriously. They're not welcome in the community, I think. Hello, Daily Gaming, by the way. You're doing a series on Oakfield. Awesome. Did you come in here just to advertise your channel, Daily Gaming? Because, That's really not appreciated. That's the thing, is like everything where you can put blame on somebody is like, it's a vocal minority. You know, there's a vocal minority doing this, a vocal minority doing that. And in this case, it's just the console whining kids, who usually are adults that should know better. But, you know, it's gonna happen in every community, and it just kind of sucks to see it happening in Farm Sim. Hello, Farmer Steve. Case new element of different interiors and cosmetic things. Yes, but they use the same chassis. They use the same base chassis and just kind of pop separately branded stuff on for the most part. Hello, Sean. And Daily Gaming, I did see your response of no. I sincerely hope that was the case, that you weren't trying to advertise. That seems to be the case, Bill. I mean, the whole Peter J thing, I openly said from the RainbowDave Facebook page on that whole thread, like, it sucks that they can't come to console. I kind of wish there was a better, you know, I wish there was a way they could. As it turns out, there is. You know, I had a word with Landy, who had a word with Peter J. And we now think there's a decent chance of it going on to console again. But he's not. I don't think he's going to say anything one way or another anymore. After that debacle. But I'd hope that maybe it was just a failure in communications between him and Giants, and you know, discovering that, and because looking at both sides of the story, it does look like that was the case. I don't think it was him ripping on Giants. I don't think Giants wanted to rip on him. I think it was just one of those horrific mix-ups in communication that happens when two sides that don't speak English natively try to talk to each other. Giants and modders don't deserve any of the rudeness or abuse that people give. Yeah, but at least Giants get paid for it, Thomas. I mean, like, Lizartan literally gets paid to put up with the abuse that he gets. I know that's not an excuse, but, you know, and that doesn't make it any more acceptable, but at least Lizartan, it's his job to be the front line of getting all the abuse from people on behalf of Giants. And causing chaos while doing so. Usually. I must admit I do like Lizartan. He's a cool dude. But modders, I mean, they're doing this in their spare time. They don't, you know, they got jobs on the side, they got family stuff on the side. You never know what a modder's going through in their personal life. And the few times you do, it's usually, yeah, I've got to quit modding for X amount of time because personal stuff. And then people start abusing them because, you need to give us mods. No. Yeah, like, it's not even reading between the lines, Landy. It's looking at the two sides of the, why is the, How did I do that? I'll... That's why you don't play in Oakfield. That's why I love Oakfields, because you can end up doing stupid stuff like that by making stupid mistakes. Where did I put the baler? Did I dump it up here somewhere? It is in... Ah, it's in field 2 still. That's not the map, that's just my own idiocy. I'll fix it later, Dan. It's not a big deal if it's a bit broken for a little while. In this case, it's the idiot playing the map that's to blame. Trust me. I can 100% guarantee you, I am, after wasting my time grabbing... Well then. I could have just tabbed to this, couldn't I? Yeah, that... I've done, what, 1,000 odd videos? That's never happened before where I've managed to lose the wheels of the windrower under the ground. We need more old classics in FS19. I'm gonna officially start the campaign for a conventional square baler in FS19, guys. Because after playing the FS13 yesterday, for today's video, I really just... It needs to happen, FS19. Just like so you can get bales quickly and easily at the start of the game. You got the miss first time. Fair enough, Charlie. Yeah, I mean, Dan, that's pretty much true. Considering there is a video on the channel where a Valtra decided to just fly across the map. Where... Was it TARDIS Teleport got angry that I had an IT runner in the back of a Valtra and it just pinged the Valtra away? Single rotor windrower back from FS13. There's none in FS15. There was, because they brought the classics pack back. But yeah, primarily it was none by Giants for the most part. None in FS19 either. The sea that it took off. Oh, the one that just decided to randomly wander off. Yeah. You should never expect stuff to go 100% as planned when I'm involved. I mean, back at the start of FS17 there was the joke that whenever I said I have a plan, something was about to go horribly wrong. Bring back the fire. The M66, I'd like to see an old combine. I hope they keep the bison in. Oh my god, yes. I need to get back to doing stupid stuff like that, I think. I've been too serious lately. There's lots you want to do in a farm sim. So far, two things that have already been confirmed. Dogs and horses. One of those two is going to be the silly little gimmick that everybody makes fun of in FS19. I'm not sure which one. I get the feeling it might be the dog. Flip the tractor on. I mean, yeah, there's so much that I've done horrifically wrong in this game. Trying to load a 240 out of the legal car trailer, suddenly traveling 24,000 miles an hour across the map in black screen. Yeah, that happens. I mean, the game engine does have its flaws. It's not perfect. And quite often you'll find the flaws in very dramatic ways. You know, I'm not ever gonna say the game is perfect, because there's always improvements that can be made. Nothing... I was gonna say nothing's perfect, but Portal exists. Portal 1 is the greatest game in history, by the way. That is, like, one of the few games that I'd rank 10 out of 10. Predict people trying to run over the dog in FS19. Those horses in FS19 better be rideable, by the way. If they're not, I'll be sad. Explain. I'm guessing Boba's talking about the thread in Giants Forum where Matt said that he was basically like was it one more thing to finish and send off to Giants for testing, and then that was his involvement with the DLC done. But that he's not 100% finished yet, which is what we've all kind of assumed for a little while, was that he was done with it and finished. What will dogs do? No idea, bucko. Same with horses. I just hope they're rideable and you can use them as workhorses. That's... You know, that's something I'd love to see, is like either rideable or workhorses, or both would be kind of cool. We'll find out in October, I guess. Maybe a bit earlier. I guess really we'll find out when Giants send copies out to the media partners. Which I don't think they've 100% decided on who the media partners will be for FS19 yet. Bill, I don't even need to see screenshots to say nobody's going to be disappointed with that DLC. We've all seen Matt's work. We all know what he's trying to put in, what he's working with, and what he's working on doing. We all, for the most part, want more tractors from that time period in Farm Sim anyway, because that's a time period that's very underrepresented. Is the classics period, where the 70s and 80s, they're British and Irish machines. They'll fit on every map that we usually play. Because I know most of you guys will play the likes of West Coast, Oakfield, Oxy's Irish map, which, granted, doesn't, as far as I know, doesn't have a name, although people are saying it's going to be called Shamrock Valley. See you, Witchy. You know, there's a lot that's gonna fit. Is it just me, or is this going wonky? I think it's just me. It's been great to see you, Smith. He, correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, he uses the same method that Giants does, where he makes a high poly model and textures that up, then puts the texture onto a lower poly model, so that the rough edges are kind of covered up a bit. Because I think I remember him saying that in a Discord somewhere, by way of trying to, you know, helping people to make mods. Is like, okay, this is the way that it's done ideally, and this is, you know, this is the way it's done ideally. This is how I do it. If you want to do it differently, fine, but this is kind of the gold standard of how to make a model for the game. Get as close to that as you can. Yeah, I think we're getting people that are a bit overexcited, I think, of late, including myself. So you get great looking detail mods, which are well optimized. Yeah, instead of the take a lot of people go for, which kind of annoys me in a way, that where it's just like, oh, this looks amazing because it's 73 trillion polys. How does it run? Oh, 2 FPS. But it's 73 trillion polys and incredibly detailed. But it doesn't... I don't care how good it looks. If it doesn't run, it's not worth getting. This is the most detailed John Deere mod I've ever seen. Oh, how does it run in game? Nothing works. It just sits there. That's not. That. Got something stuck on the baler. No, I don't. It's all fine. I'm not making fun of modders, by the way. I'm kind of making fun of some of the mods that have come out, and to an extent the way that people work on John Deere mods in particular. I don't know why it's John Deere's. Like, there's a reason that by and large I don't use John Deere mods, and it's because for some reason that I'll never understand, the John Deere mods fall into two categories. Absolutely fantastic and absolutely atrocious. There's no like, oh, this is a really good middle ground John Deere. Like the one that's over there, the 5 series. 5R. That's fantastic. But it's really badly, it's really overly detailed in the model. You know, I'll appreciate the model's fantastic, it works really well, it sounds nice. There are a couple of issues with it. The animations are wonky, the tracks, I don't think they need to be 3D, really. I get why it was done, but that's just adding kind of unnecessary polys. But you know, it looks fantastic, it works well. My PC can handle it for the most part, so meh. But Bill uses only the finest mods from Facebook groups, just today, I'll have you know. Only the finest Ford conversions from FS11. Thing is, Bill, with Giants mods, or Giant stuff, if you get enough of it together, I know, like, I think it's once you get beyond 30 or 40 pieces, you will start getting FPS hits. Like, there is a limit at which point you start finding problems. And that's just because the game engine can't handle too much. You know, it's a game engine limitation. And sometimes mods find those limitations immediately. Sometimes they don't. Also, something I'd love to see, and I think MadXJS is bringing this to the game, is like an older style baler. Something from the 80s or 90s. Because I'm getting bored of using the same style of balers, because all modern balers are effectively the same. Yeah, I'd like to see something from the 80s or 90s. I know there's the really nice cheap baler in the Massey Pack, but I'd like to see something a bit kind of, I don't know, a bit more common, I guess. 5 combines, 9 tractors, 3 auger wagons, 3 cultivators, not 1 FPS, blah blah blah. Oh, yeah, I'm not saying like, I am saying that like if you get enough of it, you will start seeing, you know, 59, 58, 57. The more you put in, the more you'll start dropping. Because I know myself and Landy, when we do like the big family photos and stuff, and when people do big family photos of every piece of equipment in the game, that starts taking lag. That starts taking the frames away. The game does not get very happy with like 100 odd pieces of equipment being out at once in the same place. Which I'm really tempted to do at some point, is like get all my mods out. Every single piece of equipment that I have in game, all mods, all in-game stuff, bring them all out into a field like this and take a massive family photo for Instagram. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Be kind of cool to see absolutely every piece of equipment, mods and non-mods alike, that DLC and non-DLC I like, that I own. Or that I have on in the game, and just have it all out in the field somewhere. Granted, I have got rid of some mods recently. Go to like -6 FPS. That's the bit that I'd be really interested in, is how badly would my FPS be affected. Because there's what, 115 or 130 pieces of equipment in-game by default. And I've got something stupid like 250 mods. So, I mean, I'd be running at like 2 FPS, but that'd be an amazing looking photo. Like, it'd be a beautiful picture, just everything that I've got in game. But yeah, FPS would not be very happy. I think Matt is bringing Comprima in his DLC. No, I don't think so. I think it's a big pack 8080, is it, that he's planning? I know it's... Iron Team brought out the 12080, I know that, and I think it's an 8080 or an 8090 that he's planning on having in. Only one way to find out, just do it. Yeah, I'll do that off camera some night. Big pack of 8090. Thank you, Bill. I knew it was an 80 series, just couldn't remember which exact one. Like that's why I'm quite happy with the DLC as well, because that's a baler that I'm going to use constantly. Like, once that DLC comes out, you'll see pieces of equipment just keep popping up time and time and time and time and time again, because it's stuff that I see. It's stuff that I want to use. Stuff that fits the style of tractors that I like. By the way, guys, let me know when Landy's live. He should, in theory, be going live today, unless something's cropped up in the meantime. So let me know when he's starting up on his countdown. And I will finish off the stream there. Tomorrow I'll do something different. I've said it a couple of times. I'll stream FS13 tomorrow. Which means no wheel again, you'll have to deal with the clicking. But, yeah. I enjoyed my little trip back in time to FS13 this morning, and it was really nice to go back and kind of see where the game came from. Because, like, that's the stuff that you forget, is like, oh yeah, that's a thing, and oh yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing you can't do, and that's a thing you can't do. And even something as small as, like, the sell points being marked on the map now. Like, that's something you wouldn't even think about, as like, oh yeah, sell points are marked on the map, obviously. They weren't back then. You know, that was something brought in FS15. Well, yeah, all farms in games look the same. They've not improved one bit. And I can tell you, even taking the screenshot and going into Photoshop with it afterwards, it was so different. How much traffic is around? I didn't hit a single piece of traffic. I didn't even see traffic because I wasn't really playing around with the traffic. That's something I'll do tomorrow, though, is I'll set up to save a stupid amount of money, because it doesn't matter. It's going to be a throwaway save anyway. And get a wheel loader and start playing with the traffic. Because that's something you could do! Something I want to see come back so badly. But I'll admit, it was nice to be back on Hagenstead. It was really nice to be back on Hagenstead. For some reason, what Dusty Dave... There we go. I'm gonna say, for some reason, what Dusty Dave said wasn't showing up. Ladies, you enjoyed the game. Yeah, same. There's a part of me that's tempted to download the original Cold Brew from FS13 and give that a try, but I kind of don't want to at the same time. Landy's live. Landy's on countdown. Landy's live. Thank you, guys. So, guess I'll end it here. I'll leave you fine folks by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Oakfield Farm. If you enjoyed the stream, hit a like. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be back tomorrow with some FS13 action for you guys. Until then, stay safe. And goodbye.
From here on after, I won't be alone. From here on after, I won't be alone. Won't be alone. Won't be alone. Won't be alone. Won't be.
Bye, have a great time.